Hurry now! Our entertainment begins momentarily! Time for the Selskap to begin. You, of all people, should stay for the entertainment. I wish I had time to hear how you found all the instruments. Good. I spoke with my fellow bards, and we are in agreement. The instruments shall stay on display, and every year we will host a celebration of their return. This way, everyone can play and hear them. I reserve the seat of honor for you. Enjoy.
Everyone ready?
Aye, tuned up.
You have done the Bards College a great service. Look at all my fellow musicians playing these fine instruments in concert. Already it is healing old wounds. Maybe I just finished Maestro Nell's plan. Who can say? It's an exciting time in the Bards College. We'll discuss the instruments, schedule times to take them down from their stands and cases to play for special events. Well, some maestros are even considering teaching lessons about them. My thanks to you. Disagreement? Well, I don't see a reason to upset the compromise. Though future generations of bards, I can't say for certain. But that's why we write songs and poems about our triumphs, to light a path for others in their time of need. You have done the Bards College a great service. Look at all my fellow...
Pleased to see you in solitude, stranger.
Finally! Waiting in a tavern without a drink is maddening. How do other people do it? And Mog hasn't been helpful. His solution to every problem involves a great amount of alcohol. What news of the bastard who murdered my mother? Did you find him? I would have preferred to see him dragged back here for a proper trial and execution. But at least justice has been served. Were you able to determine who was behind the murder? Was it connected to the threat you came to warn my father about? Damn those Reach witches! And damn my father for being so obstinate! But what does the Coven want? Are they planning to kill my father? What else can you tell me about this threat to our kingdom? That's horrible. But there must be more to this than simply turning my people into monsters. Well, I'll do what I can to help you. Mother would have wanted me to. What you've done and discovered will be enough to convince my father. It has to be. You and Lyris risked your lives for my kingdom and have been met with nothing but suspicion. You counted on my mother to be your advocate, to convince my father of the Coven's threat. Now she's gone. I'm no substitute, but I'll speak for you. My father hasn't heard a word I've said since I was old enough to talk. But with Mother gone, someone has to make him see reason. You know, she tried to teach me, but I never listened. I guess maybe I'm more like my father than I care to admit. That makes it even more imperative that he heeds your warning and takes action. All of the holds are in danger. Hoffingar, Hjalmarch, Karthald. My father needs to do something before another storm strikes. Meet me at the Blue Palace, all right? I just need a moment to think about how to approach this. Consider the words to use. My courtly manners are a bit rusty, and I've never been much for diplomacy and fancy speeches. Shore's bones, I could use a drink! I'm not sure of anything. If I don't do this, though, I'll never forgive myself if something terrible befalls the kingdom. Right. Easy as honey-baked pie. It's not like you came here at the behest of his most hated rival or anything. Look, I'll do my best to get him to listen. You have my word on that. It feels like I've been shattered into 1,000 pieces and swept under a rug. But I don't have time to mourn right now, not with the kingdom in danger. Now, let's go talk to my father before I change my mind. I'm not sure of anything. If I don't do this, though, I'll never forgive myself if something terrible... That's nice of you to say, but I'm not sure I believe that. I hope she's watching all this from Sovngarde. Bet she hates it there. Look, I'll do my best to get my father to listen to you. You have my word on that.
If you're going to make Svanna talk to her father, at least have the decency to buy her a few rounds first. No one should have to stand before the old wolf in a sober state. Isn't it everyone's? In my experience, alcohol in sufficient quantities can solve any problem. Give me 10 wagons of ale, and I'll have this entire East-West rivalry business sorted in less than a day. Despite claims to the contrary, Nords prefer the drink to the sword. Pity orcs can't say the same. Tell Svargrim and Yoren that the Nord's still standing when the ale is gone gets to be king, and we won't spill a drop of blood. Maybe some ale, though. The Crest of Solitude decorates every stamp and banner. There's even that drab Tower of the Wolf rising above Castle Dower, as gray and solitary as its namesake. Not to put too fine a point on it, but I'm saying the High King resembles an old wolf. Isn't it everyone's? Every plan has risks. I'd be happy to have another 10 to 20 wagons available just to be sure.
Wish me luck, Mog.
Forget luck. I suggest a slug of Kindle Pitch whiskey. You'll need it to stand up to your father.
Pleased to see you in solitude, stranger.
If we do not end this war, it will end us. I tried to read that book.
Another day, another infernal herald.
I have a unique opportunity in this calamity.
Looking to play a game of chance? If so, avoid the Iron Priest. His games are rigged. Pretty sure he's from Karthwatch, too.
What is the point of this?
Does across the realm to search for nightmares you dredged up from a bottle?
It's not!
Or should I say, the whispers of eastern vipers tickling your ears?
But Mother!
Enough! Then next you come before me to vomit up your counsel. Make sure it doesn't stink of treason.
That was quite the spectacle. Audiences for the day have concluded. Please remove yourself from the throne room.
Damn the man! He wouldn't let me get a word in edgewise. Mother always knew how to talk to him. Me, not so much. Mother had a way with Father, but she could be just as stubborn. If she wanted something done and he wouldn't oblige, she'd do it herself. Time to take her lessons to heart, I guess. If my father won't take a stand, then I suppose it's up to me. Our kingdom consists of 3 holds. Halfingar, Hjalmarch, and Karthald. I need to warn them. The Jarls might listen, even if my father won't. I'm the daughter of the High King, after all. Time to start acting like one. Will you come with me? We should visit Jarl Redharn of Hjalmarch first. If we can convince him of the threat, at least his hold can take steps to protect itself. We'll find him in his hall in Morthal. I'll leave word for Lyris with Mog, so she'll know where to find us. Honestly, I don't know. But Jarl Redharn tempers his warrior nature with a kindness not often seen in people of his stature. Besides, he's always had a soft spot for me ever since his daughter and I played together at moots and other gatherings. I remember a time when we were all happy together. Him and Mother and I. Seems like a long time ago. At some point, he became more and more involved with the trappings of power. He was more interested in being the High King than my father. I tried, but interaction with my father made it difficult. She wanted us to be a family. But the High King wanted a queen and a princess. Eventually, he stopped ordering me to attend royal functions. It was my one victory in our relationship.
Curse those Breachmen for releasing Sinmer's ghost. It's a good thing you were there to warn the Pact.
Lucky Mog passed along your message.
Why does the Princess of Solitude grace my humble hall with her royal presence? Are you here on behalf of the High King?
I've come to warn you, Jarl Redharn.
Warn me? I already received orders from your father. What more is there to say?
Orders? Right. But you need to prepare the hold's defenses.
And what must we defend ourselves against this time? More urns and fetishes?
Please, Jarl Redharn, let my friend explain. The threat to our holds is worse than you can imagine.
Haven't seen the Princess of Solitude in a while. Funny, from what I've heard recently. I expected someone a little more drunk. Oh, no disrespect intended, but her reputation precedes her, and that's all I'll say about that matter. Now, if you're going to speak to the Jarl, you better get to it. He's not as patient as the High King.
Well, that didn't go too badly. Tell the Jarl what we're facing. Hopefully, he's willing to listen.
Go ahead and explain the situation to the Jarl. I'll stand back here and try to look friendly.
You're the one my wife spoke of. The one who returned our daughter to us. I owe you my deepest gratitude. For that, you have my ear. So, tell me of this danger that threatens our realm. We're not Daedra worshippers. Our blood's hot enough to boil a blizzard, and we've got more pressing concerns than some northern squall. We received Svargrim's orders, promptly ignored them, and immediately ran afoul of a gaggle of Reachmen. The High King sent a royal decree, said to leave any strange objects or fetishes we spotted around the hold alone. They were dangerous, he said. Just so happens we found a few. I had my soldiers destroy them. That's when we encountered the Reachmen. The barbarians reacted poorly when we destroyed the strange witch sticks. We beat them back and chased them into the nearby barrow. But that was the last I heard from my soldiers. Since you dealt with this before, would you investigate the barrow? If I were a few years younger, and had more soldiers to spare, I'd march east to the Morthal barrow and deal with the sorceress nonsense myself. But I'm not, I don't, and I have other responsibilities. Take this key. It will get you into the barrow. They were tall, ugly things, covered in strange runes, fetishes, and a poultice that smelled like rotting fungus. They had been set up around the town. My soldiers assumed they'd find one at the barrow, but instead they sent word of the Reachmen. Really? Last I heard, the princess was more interested in... No, I won't indulge in idle gossip. Svanna carries herself well. Not with the grace of her mother, but she has the swagger of a warrior. I wish I could say the same about my daughter. She's as well as can be expected. With that damned curse broken, her health has recovered, but the gloom it left behind still hangs over her. But enough of the past. We have troubles enough in the present to deal with.
Keep back! The barrow is unsafe.
Jarl Redharn sent us. What happened here?
Reachmen. Let's talk if you want details. You, sir! The barrow is off limits. We are here to make sure nothing gets in or out, and will do so by any means necessary. I did not want to spare the soldiers I'd left to send a message. We destroyed a number of strange sticks set up on the outskirts of town. Then we reached the barrow. We spotted a few Reach barbarians. I sent word and we charged after them. A storm appeared in the barrow, if you could believe such a thing. It was foul magic, almost certainly. Soldiers began changing around me, dying or falling into a stupor. Some turned into monsters. And then the Draugr clawed out of their graves. We never made it that far inside. And when the storm hit, it was all I could do to get out and seal the door behind us. If the Jarl sent you, and you're intent on entering the barrow, I won't stop you. But if you emerge as a monster...
Those bodies, they're the Jarl's soldiers.
A meager harvest. This grey reliquary must be moved to more fruitful fields. Protect the witch pike. Do not let them destroy it.
That's done. Let's tell the Jarl what happened here. If I never have to enter another barrow, it will be too soon. No sign of that witch or the reliquary she ran off with. We should get back to... We saw the last stand of what could have been a much larger attack on Morthal. The witch pike in the barrow was the only one that wasn't destroyed before they performed the ritual. Soldiers were caught in the Harrowstorm, but the town was spared. That's what happened in Kilcreath after the storm hit. I'm more curious about the witch, though. Why was that grey reliquary important enough for her to grab it and run off as soon as she spotted us? Come on, let's go talk to Jarl Redharn.
And then Mog threw up, all over the Sword Thane's boots.
Ha! This orc friend of yours sounds... Ah, your companion's return. Well, friend of Svanna, are you as good as your word? Tell me what you discovered at the Morthal Barrow. A Harrowstorm, like the thing the princess was telling me about? The thing that destroyed Kilcreath? Gods! A pox on the Reach and its barbarian horde! What else? What about the Reachman in the barrow? Disappointing, but not unexpected. Reach witches are a tricky lot. Still, you have my thanks. In the meantime, Hjalmar shall prepare for war. We may not have a defense against the Harrowstorms, but we can be ready to attack once we have a target.
With you and Lyris's help, we've gained the trust of Jarl Redharn. My father respects the Jarl. That will go a long way in convincing the High King to take the Coven's threat seriously. Now we need to do the same thing at Carthald. Jarl Ulfwen rules the Hold, which was established to provide a defensible border against the Reach. If any of the Western Holds can deal with this threat, it's Carthald. But first, I have one more thing to discuss with Jarl Redharn. Jarl Redharn, prepare your forces as you say. But we need you in Solitude.
Solitude? I have troubles here in Hjalmarch. Why should I leave when my hold needs me?
High King Svargrim won't listen to us, but he might listen to you.
Get up, Princess. If you think it will help, I'll talk to your father.
Lyris, please escort the Jarl to Solitude.
Of course. What about you?
We need to warn Jarl Ulfwen, so we're going to Carthald. I want to discuss a few details with the Jarl before he heads to Solitude. I'll meet you near Carthwatch, the major settlement in Carthald. There's an inn southeast of town, the Eversnow. Let's meet there. Damn! The Coven's moving faster than I expected. We still need to go there, assess the damage, talk to Jarl Ulfwen or whoever's left that's still in charge. I need at least one more Jarl to talk to my father, like a moot. He's always enjoyed moots.
Lady Ninetha and I will manage the hold in the Jarl's absence. We shall be fine when he consults with the High King.
Do not worry. I'll provide good counsel to the High King. It's obvious to me that we need to take the Reach threat seriously. By the time I'm done with him, Svargrim will see that too.
Stay inside.
Mind yourself in here and out there. A storm destroyed our town, but I'll be damned if I let anyone cause more mischief for the survivors.
I'm not sure of what happened exactly, but Kartvach was destroyed.
Death begins to look good.
People I know, changed into mindless creatures. Or worse. What a dismal day.
Sometimes a little lie saves a ton of explanation.
Did you come to help us? Are you with the princess? Well, you're too late. The town is lost, and everyone I knew and loved is dead.
These people, they're from Karthwatch. They might be all that's left of the town. When you told me, I didn't quite believe it. But seeing these people, it makes it all too real. There could be other survivors out there. Maybe even Jarl Ulfwen. We need to make a search of the town. Let's hurry. Every second we waste could be the difference between life or death.
Nobody cares at all.
You escaped the barrow? No matter. This time we'll harvest all of the Grey Reliquaries.
That Coven Witch. Is she the one that escaped from the barrow?
Too bad you arrived so late. Your life energy would fit perfectly in my reliquaries.
That witch. What did she mean about the Grey Reliquaries? Come on, we should hurry.
They come. Protect the Grey Reliquary with your lives!
I need a moment. Let's talk over there. Gods. Sorry. Guess I'm not completely used to the fighting and all. That urn, though. The Grey Reliquary. The witch was adamant about protecting it, gathering it up. She said something about our life energy. Oh, gods, I think I know what they're doing. Remember what the witch said as we approached the town? This time we'll harvest all the Grey Reliquaries, she said. That our life energy would have fit perfectly in the urns. I think the Hero Storm steals life energy and puts it in the reliquaries. If the Jarl is still alive, she can take care of herself for a while longer. The witch hasn't gathered all the reliquaries yet. I say we get to them first and destroy them. I won't let these bastards profit off the destruction of Karthwatch. Strokse. Breaking the... That's done. Now let's check on the Jarl. Her hall is right up the hill. We denied the Coven those grey reliquaries, but the Harrowstorm... Gods, look what it did to Carthwatch! Come on. The Jarl's hall isn't far. It's up on the hill. I hope she's all right.
Stay back! Don't make me... Oh, you're not one of the witches or their monsters. I thought this was the end for me. I barely have the strength left to conjure a light breeze. Wait a moment. Is that Princess Svanna? I'm Magister Fidelia. I serve Jarl Orphan as her court mage. I've been fending off witches, vampires, and these crazed villagers since the chaos started. There was a storm, definitely magical in nature. It turned our own people against us. I'm not sure. I sent the Jarl into the cellar when the storm began, when I still thought it was just a bad storm. Please, go downstairs. Make sure the Jarl is safe. Cartold will be lost without her. The cellar. Jarl Orphan is in the cellar. Make sure that she's all right.
Jarl Orphan! No! I need to get some air. Please, recover the crown of Carthald. We can't leave it down here. I'm sorry, Fidelia. Jarl Ulfwen, she's... Give me a moment. Speak to Magister Fidelia, if you would.
That's the Carthald crown. Jarl Ulfwen's gone, then? I failed her. Harrowstorm? Is that what you call what happened here? Why I didn't turn into a monster is a mystery... Wait. The Hold soldiers clashed with Reachman scouts a few days ago. They brought back these medallions the scouts were wearing. Yes. I was preparing to study the enchantments I detected upon it when the Harrowstorm struck. I guess I slipped it into my pocket without really thinking about it. Could this be some sort of protection against the storm?
Carthwatch is gone. No people, no Jarl. The seat of the entire hold. Wiped out. Just like that. I have to get my father to take action! I need to get back to the Eversnow and gather the survivors. Take them to Solitude, where they'll be safe. At least as safe as we can make them. Then I have to have a serious talk with my father. I'll make him listen to me, damn it, no matter what! Return to Solitude. Find Lyris and meet me in the Blue Palace. I have a room upstairs that we can use. We need to come up with a plan. Something that will help me convince my father to act.
Come on, you brainless cur! This way!
They're worse than drunkards after the mead hall closes.
Shh! Don't mock the cursed! You'll call a hex down upon us!
You again? Always where you don't belong. All this foulness began when you showed up. Should have known you were bad news when I found you with that spy. You might have the princess duped, but I've got my eye on you. Herald? Is that what we're calling them? Well, not that it's your concern, but High King Svargrim ordered us to herd these poor sods into the Temple of the Divines so the priests can care for them. If you ask me, they're a lost cause. Careful, outsider. We don't take kindly to that kind of attitude when it's directed at our High King. If you want to know so badly, go ask your precious princess. Now leave us to our work before I decide to herd you right to the dungeons.
Glad to see you're alive and well. I was getting worried with all the herald they've been bringing into the city. They've been taking them to the Temple of the Divines in Castle Dour. I suppose it's really the only place to care for them in their condition. Jarl Redharn gave him an earful the moment we entered the Blue Palace. Nord politics. It's a wonder to behold. One step removed from a barroom brawl. I'm disappointed they didn't start slugging each other, but it worked out in the end. Damn it. I was afraid of that. We're running out of time and we still don't fully understand what we're facing out there. Hey, where's the princess? Tell me you didn't lose Svanna in Carthwatch.
Assassins tried to kill the High King. They murdered Winger.
Let me get this straight. The king was poisoned and an Argonian saved him by entering his dreams? That's a little far-fetched.
Svanna I know would leave all this bother behind. Come back to the troll and let the royalty deal with this.
I am the royalty, Mog. It's time I started acting like it. Welcome to the princess's chamber, my friend. I don't remember the last time I spent more than a few moments in here. Anyway, Jarl Redharn and Magister Fridelia are here, giving my father an earful. Thanks for helping me at the holds. No, but we saved Morthal, and stopped the Coven from getting the Grey Reliquaries at Carthwatch. And we brought the Hold leaders here. All of that matters. Take this, my royal allowance. I was going to buy wine, but you can make better use of it. We return to find that my father is finally doing something about the Coven threat. But it's not enough. Extra patrols and rounding up the Herald is all well and good. But what we really need is a defense against the Herald storms. Unfortunately, we've only recovered a few of the medallions. And Magister Fridelia hasn't determined what enchantment the medallions use to provide their protection. We need another solution. Right, Lyris mentioned that. Coincidentally, a courier delivered a message for you from Dusktown. I never heard of the place, but she said it was sent by someone named Fenorian. Is that your scholar? Read the message and let's see if he'll help us. Take the message from the table, then see if you can convince Fenorian to join us. Maybe with his help we can devise a defense against the storms. I'll stay here and continue to annoy my father until he gives this threat the attention it deserves. You forget that I have help now. My father might be able to ignore me, but he'll have a harder time dismissing a Jarl and the court mage. It's funny. I would have thought he'd be happy to see me finally take an interest in politics. I don't care about his approval, but I'd like to earn his respect. With Mother gone, we're both going to have to work harder to keep our kingdom running. It will be easier if we find a way to get along.
I still need to finish studying the Ice Reach Coven medallion. If I can ascertain the enchantments used to protect its wearer from the Harrow storms, that will give us something to go on.
Dusktown. I wonder what Fenn's found that led him back down there. Does his message give any indication of where we can find him? The settlement isn't big, but it's not exactly small either. Well, that's a start. You know, I never imagined I'd be working alongside a vampire, let alone one I respect. With all the leeches we've already had to kill, it's nice to see another side. Fenn's different. You go on ahead. I need to get my axe sharpened before I go back down into Blackrage. I'll catch up with you in Dusktown.
Nine times out of 10, the cynics are right.
It warms my heart to see Queen Girhild's daughter stepping out from her father's shadow. After the stories I heard, I expected to find a drunk and a wastrel. So far, she appears to be neither of these things. I'll make Svargrim listen if it kills me.
This time, the Overseer was working with a vampire. I knew there was something unpleasant about him.
All those people disappeared.
What? You constantly interrupt me when I'm working. Snap it out.
Imagine that. Gambors is dead, huh? Well, that's unfortunate. I don't suppose you found some ore samples he was supposed to collect, did you? That's all. I knew he was a sneak. Thought he could spy here without me catching on. And I know you think I killed Garbos, but you've got no proof. Give me the ore and take the money. It's over. Nobody's going to find anything. Whatever Garbos thought he found, I'm running everything clean. His letter is worthless. I've washed the dishes thanks to you. It's over. Nobody wins. Lessons learned for both of us, that's all. Walk off, pal. No time for useless chatter. Well, aren't you all upset? But then you didn't argue about getting paid. I'm sure the consortium would find that interesting. Seems like you're in this as deep as me, partner.
Hey, partner. Glad I found you. Now let's get Fen and return to the Blue Palace. The message said Fen found lodgings on the south side of Dusktown. We should look for him there. Fen, you in here? Let's look around. Fen never struck me as a messy person. Could there have been a struggle here? Burnt papers. Someone was trying to hide something. Burnt journal pages, Fen's flask, and a strange old key. All found among clear signs of a struggle. But other than what's in the flask, we didn't see any blood. That means Fen was probably taken alive. The key looks dwarven to me, and the notes mention a dwarven tower. They could be connected. The notes also indicate that Fen was going to meet with someone named Edyar east of the Dusktown Bridge. You start there and I'll check with the locals. We have no idea who Edyar is, or who took Fen for that matter. It could be this Ashen Lord we heard mentioned, or maybe the Icereach Coven. The question is, why take Fen at all? Why not just kill him? Does he have information they need? More than likely. If they want to get information out of him, death might be preferable to whatever tortures they have planned. Let's get to it. You find this Edyar, and I'll see if the locals saw what happened here.
Sod off. This is my patch of ground. You don't listen too well, do you? All right. Talk fast and tell me why I shouldn't rip out your throat. The silk shirt kept notes? Of course he did. And where is Fenorian? He's late, and he still hasn't compensated me for the information I gave him. I need that key! Missing? Probably taken by the same bastard that has my packmates, Exart Singalis. Fenorian said he could provide a key to unlock their chains, if I told him about the experiments performed on us. If you can get that key, I'll tell you more. Hircine's fetid breath, that's it! Look, I managed to escape from Singalis' tower, but my packmates are still chained up in the Lightless Hollow. Use that key to set them free. Then, I'll tell you how to find Fenorian. The Lightless Hollow lies to the east, and Hircine's claws. Who is that tall woman?
Stand down. I'm a friend.
My packmates are in a work camp on the Lightless Hollow's west side. That's the big cavern to the east. You need that key to unlock the special chains that bind them. I'll meet you south of the work camp after you set them free. What else would you call them? My family? We're bound by a curse that makes us closer than any blood relatives. You find the pack and you stick together, or you die. Simple as that. I'm not leaving them in the hands of that insane Exarch. We're werewolves, all right? Do I have to spell it out for you? Look, Singalis captured us. Keeps us prisoner with chains of dwarven design. Only that key can set my pack free. I was lucky, but that kind of luck doesn't happen a second time. Singalis' helper made a mistake. Forgot to lock the chains when I was brought back after one of my treatments. I can still feel the fire from when the needle pierced my skin. My blood flowing into his vials and beakers. It wasn't pleasant. Exarch Singalis. He's a vampire, part of a group called the Grey Host. They're military, but he's some sort of insane genius. An alchemist, a scholar, and he tinkers with machines. My pack wouldn't fight for them, so they found other uses for us. Digging, tunneling, actually, up toward the surface. Then, every so often, Singalis would send for one of us. The mad vampire likes needles. He would either take our blood, or inject something into us. Never said why, but he enjoyed his work. Fenorian really wanted to figure out what Singalis was doing to my pack. He studied my wounds, took some fluids, and went back to get that key. He never told me where he found it. Just that he'd set my pack free if I told him everything I know. He's probably in Singalis' experimentation chamber. I clawed my way out of there. It nearly killed me. I can tell you how to get inside, but you have to free my packmates first. Do that for me, and I'll help you find Fenorian.
None of the locals really wanted to talk. One or two admitted to seeing Fen, but no one witnessed any kind of disturbance at his lodgings. At least, no one saw anything they were willing to tell me about. Is this Edyar? Does he know anything? Why is everything so complicated in this part of Skyrim? Alright, so tell me, what did Fen agree to do for our half-naked friend over there? Packmates? Edyar is a werewolf? Pfft, this just keeps getting better and better. So I take it you know how you want to deal with this particular situation?
Working as fast as I can, you blood-sucking bastards! Hircine's claws. I thought I'd be digging forever. Thanks.
Damn vampires, working us like dogs.
You don't smell like the Grey Host. Run before they catch you too. You set me free? I owe you one.